You just pulled out of the gas station after completely filling your tank, but you look down at your dashboard and your fuel gauge is sitting dead flat on empty, or maybe it is hopelessly pegged at full no matter how many miles you drive. That incredibly frustrating dead gauge and the glaring check engine light are classic symptoms of a P0460 diagnostic trouble code, which means your powertrain control module is dealing with a major malfunction in the fuel level sensor circuit. To understand what is going wrong, you have to look deep inside your gas tank, where the fuel level sensor usually sits attached directly to the main fuel pump module. This sensor features a floating arm that rides on top of the liquid fuel, and its entire job is to translate that physical movement into a precise electrical voltage signal that your engine computer can actually read. The computer relies heavily on that exact voltage to update your instrument cluster gauge, calculate your remaining distance to empty, and figure out your average fuel economy. When the computer suddenly sees a voltage that completely drops out of the normal expected range, or if it sees the fuel level changing way too rapidly, it instantly triggers the P0460 code. Before you go through the massive headache of dropping a heavy gas tank to replace the pump, you absolutely need to check for factory technical service bulletins. Some manufacturers have known issues where installing an aftermarket remote start system can falsely trigger this exact electrical code, requiring just a simple software update rather than a mechanical repair. You also want to avoid refueling your vehicle with the engine still running, because that rapid change in fluid volume, while the computer is actively monitoring the system, can easily trick it into setting this code. If there are no software updates available, you need to physically inspect the wiring harness connecting to the top of the fuel tank. Because these wires are exposed to constant road debris and weather, the electrical connectors are notorious for developing heavy green corrosion that completely ruins the signal. Unplug the connector, clean out the metal terminals, and pack it with dielectric grease. If the wiring looks pristine, grab a digital multimeter, check for your 5 or 12 volt reference signal from the computer, and test the internal electrical resistance of the sensor itself. If the ohms are totally out of specification, that little float sensor has failed, and you will be pulling the pump assembly out to finally fix your gauge.